Hey y'all, gravity, any day above ground, live it. So before we start this video, share, like, and subscribe. That's right, share, like, and subscribe, because I'm not like other YouTubers, I'm different. So y'all wonder, why did I lick that lollipop like that? Pause. Because something came across my Twitter feed this morning. Yeah, I'm on Twitter. It's accessible. I was actually looking up to see any replies I got to a tweet that I made the other day. And I'm gonna let y'all listen to this 1-minute clip because we're gonna have some fun. Check this out.
Different way right now from the coronavirus, and we've got Omicron as a new factor. We've got the colder weather, which is going to really create additional challenges with the Delta variant. We've got holiday gatherings. We in New York City have decided to use a preemptive strike to really do something bold to stop the further growth of COVID and the dangers it's causing to all of us. So as of today, we're going to announce a first-in-the-nation measure. Our health commissioner will announce a vaccine mandate for private sector employers across the board. All private sector employers in New York City will be covered by this vaccine mandate as of December 27th. We're going to have some other measures as well to really focus on maximizing vaccination quickly so we can get ahead of Omicron and all the other challenges we're facing right now.
Last year, folks, you really need to subscribe to the Beyond Borders with Rose Bone Kid Gravity podcast, available everywhere streaming apps are available, and also on YouTube at Kid Gravity Beyond. Folks, I said this last year when this whole situation started off, that New York was dead. I said this, and it was very controversial when I said it. For someone who's lived there for 35 years, 35. I've seen 4 stages of New York. I saw the 80s and remember some of it. The 90s where Giuliani cleaned it up and, New York was thriving and a lot of TV shows were filmed here. A lot of people were referencing New York a lot. 2000s, we had 9/11 and basically New York hit the ground and then started to resurrect itself. And then we had the 2010s where you had a big influx of gentrifiers. And a lot of our predominant black areas became these white/non-black enclaves. And this fool, Mayor Bill deBlasio, who's on his way out, by the way, he is the bookend of this transition. So first you had Mayor Dinkins in the 80s, now you have deBlasio, both Democrats, by the way. But you heard what he said. He said, we are going to issue these, how are we going to call this? These poison passports. And if you don't have this poison passport, you basically now can't do anything in New York, including now working. So you couldn't go see a Knicks game, can't go see a Met game, Yankee Stadium, even though there were the latter two were outside. But now you can't even work at a Starbucks without a poison passport. And this is just another indication of why Democrats suck. A lot of them. Okay, we'll take that back. No, we won't. Because the ones that are Democrats but actually have some sense are quiet because they don't want to lose the support that they have. But of course, you have the moderates, independents, conservatives who rail against that, and they're called the fanatics, like me. Like I said, I was the one that said that New York was dead. And not to toot my own horn, but not with this, but I foresaw everything that was going to come, but I just didn't think it was going to get to this extreme. I knew there were going to be a lot of changes in New York, but I said, you know what, they couldn't go that far. But then I remember who I'm talking about. We're talking about Democrats. They always go far. So if you want to watch that New York City is Dead show, just pop up on the right side here. I should have the link. It'll work. You can look at it afterwards. But here's my quick opinion. Now, as you all know, I'm down here in Georgia now. In Georgia, I call it, New York State of the South. That's what I call it. Just like I call Atlanta and New York of the South. Yes, people are still hesitant about, all these versions of what's going on with this scamdemic that we got going on. We'll just call it what it is. But also, it's still the South. People down here, they're resigned to the fact that you have a finite amount of time on this earth. And with that finite amount of time on this earth, you have to live your life to the fullest. So things like this, they don't really sweat. And especially now with black people. Because I was going to say black side, but now that I'm said the black people, now they're going to be like, oh, you're racist, whatever, screw you. Anyway, with black people, we've been very holistic the last, I want to say 50 years. So we don't sweat this stuff. We understand that, certain places, they're going to say, you got to have a mask, whatever. But we take that in stride. We understand that, people are going to be hesitant about things, and they're going to look at us because the media likes to say it's us that are giving it to everybody and not other groups, but, screw them. But just to see the city that I was born and grew up in, basically controversial, look like Derek Chauvin had his neck on George Floyd. Thanks to this mayor. It's disheartening. And I still have a lot of people up in New York that I care about. And you just feel for those people because they're just up there trying to live and trying to make a living. But now they're telling you, you have to have a poison passport to make a living. And it's not fair. And then you wonder why you see everyone leaving that state in droves. Don't believe me? Over 300,000 left last year. Including us. We left. Well, it was the beginning of this year, but leave New York City. I'd like to thank you all for letting me rant a little bit. Share, like, and subscribe. That's right, share, like, and subscribe, because I'm not like other YouTubers. I'm different. Take care, stay safe. And the little gnome that swears up and down he's the greatest scientist that ever lived said you gotta wear 3 masks now to get your supplies. So go ahead and do that. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.